Hello. This is my 3-day trip to Busan. I have been living in Korea for the past 4 months, studying in Seoul with Minimalism University. And at the end of the semester, I traveled to Busan on a 5-hour bus ride. Last year, my friend and I, the same friend, we went to Los Angeles, which I also have a video about. And so we've made it a tradition to travel together at the end of each year. And this time in Busan, we explored so much in such a short time. We went to so many beaches, we saw lots of nature, and even met Haenyeo, I think they're called, which are the female scuba divers. And we ate breakfast there with some raw abalone, something I have never done before and I was a bit scared to do, but I can talk more about it later. So from the beginning, our first day was very not aesthetic. We were carrying extremely heavy backpacks. We walked through Chinatown and found all of the shops were in Russian, and Texas Street also everything in Russian. And we were so tired that we just took refuge in a very pretty library, and we sat there until dinner just working. It's called the Big Dipper Library, and I found it on an app called Day Trip. This is not sponsored at all, but I've been using Day Trip for pretty much my whole time in Korea to find very aesthetic, like cozy little places. They have a lot of nature places. I usually use it for like cafes, libraries, bars, this kind of thing. So I highly recommend if you are in Korea. Day 2, our first full day, we were staying in Oryukdo, which means 5 or 6 islands. So we went to go and look at the islands. The weather was not very good, but it was still good. We were very happy to be there. So we walked around and then we just stumbled across the Haenyeo, which translates as sea women. And as you can see, they are all wearing like a similar setup, which I thought is very funny, like very flowery, cute clothes. And then they have this like array of sea creatures around them, which are still alive. And if you ask them, they will just get one for you and cut it up and serve it to you on a plate, which is unlike anything I've seen before. Haenyeo is like a centuries old kind of practice. These women have been free diving for so long that they didn't even used to wear wetsuits when it began, and they still don't use diving gear. I thought the entire thing was so interesting. I hadn't seen anything like it before, and I don't think I will ever have a breakfast like this again. Guys, I'm gonna be honest, if you want the pretty videos, you're gonna have to skip to day 3. Because the rest of today, the second day, it started raining really badly. We went to the cutest little cafe, a listening cafe called Listen Page. So we just sat here until evening and then we moved to our hotel in Haeundae. If I have one recommendation on what you should do in Busan, it's to go when it's sunny. Because when I opened my windows and I saw like the people running, the beach, the sun, the blue sky, I was so excited. I think it was like 7 in the morning and already I went outside in my pajamas because lots of people also do this in Korea, so I think it's fine. They were wearing like flip-flops. So I did this. I went to the beach and I just sat here for a long time. And then we woke up, we got ready properly and walked along the shore. It was like a picture. Honestly, I could not have seen a more pretty beach. And then when we started getting hungry, we moved to here to have some odeng, which is like a street food, which is popular in Korea and Japan, as far as I'm aware. So that we could go here, which is our main activity for the day. We're gonna take this little train and then go one way on the train and walk back, because they have a whole like walking path the whole way, and people would like wave at you from their little walking path, and it was the perfect weather, and you can climb on these big white structure things. Like, they have glass floors so you can see directly down, which I hated so much, but it was still fun looking back on it. And then, because that was quite intense, we took a break at this cafe, and it was, I think really it was just the weather had sort of bathed everything in this light that made everything look like a picture. So here is us walking on our way back, and I saw this cat, and it honestly looks like a fairy. I don't know how else to describe it. Just everything looked so pretty. I think compared to Seoul, Busan just felt so much more relaxed. Maybe because I was already finished with the semester and I wasn't studying, but the vibe is much slower and much calmer and much more relaxed in Busan compared to Seoul, which feels very rushed and quite like cold and harsh, although there are more things to do and transportation is better. But after this, we hadn't got that much time left, so we went to a very nice bakery, picked up some olive bread and some, we call it pudding in Japanese, like pudding bread. It was really interesting. And we ate this on our coach home. So that was my whole trip. I think the main things I'll remember are the Haenyeo, the women divers, because this was such a big shock for me. And also the beach in the morning was really nice. I don't often wake up early, but I was so glad that I was able to this morning and then just walk around, and it was so quiet and very peaceful. And I am so grateful that we managed to have one very sunny day, because without that day, I think the whole trip would have been very different. So thank you for coming with me. I will see you soon. See you next time. Bye bye.